I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I want to have a go at this. This is madness. So this is 4 times bigger than our normal puzzles. I don't know if it's going to work on your screen. If you're watching on a phone, good luck. But this has been sent to us by Whitman, and I want to have a try because it's just bonkers, isn't it? Like, there are 4 grids here, basically, but there are lines passing between them, overlaps between them. Oh, it's a mammoth thing. Maybe this will be the Christmas Day puzzle, actually. I think there's every chance of that. And maybe my recording will get interrupted. I can't help that if it does. It's just a big thing. So I'll look at this in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon we've got loads of other stuff. I won't, in case this is Christmas, I won't say we've got a hunt out at the moment, but December's was Swipe Right and great fun. There was also other content on Patreon all the time, and all of our apps, which include Fog of War and many other apps. Check on the links under the video. You could also get your books and I mean, there's loads of stuff going on. There's SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise, so check it all out. But there is a link to this puzzle, and it's by Whitman. He maybe has featured on the channel before, but I am going to go through the rules now, and we'll see what kind of mammoth monstrosity we are dealing with today. For each 9x9 grid, the normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now I'm going to take it that for each 9x9 grid means as delineated by the thick black lines. So that's one 9x9 grid. I'm not going to count this as another. And frankly, can I see anything that makes it obvious that that's the case? I don't know what the grey lines are yet. I'm certain that that's the rules anyway. There are 4 9x9 grids and normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits, so the grey lines are palindromes and they read the same backwards and forwards. Again, for each 9x9 grid. Or is it? Or is it the whole line here? I think it's the whole line. For the whole puzzle, every grey line is a palindrome and reads the same in each direction. Digits on a blue line, some like box borders divide a blue line into region sums of the same number. So that is going to be the same as that, as that, as that, as that, as that, as that, as that. Different lines can have different values, but we only have 6, 7, 8, 11 lines in this puzzle. That doesn't mean they all have to have different values. I was just seeing what there is here. Digits in a cage can repeat in different Sudoku grids, but not within a single Sudoku. So this 18 cage could have 2 instances of the same digit in it. And the cage obviously adds up to the total given, despite the fact that it comes from different grids. And finally, digits separated by black dots have a 1 to x ratio, where x is the number on the black dot. So these have a 1 to 3 ratio. Okay, I mean, I understand the rules. They're reasonably straightforward. I hope it's right that the palindromes don't just apply within their own grids. No, they don't, because that would be within its own grid and would be an impossible palindrome. So yeah, okay, that is definite. The palindrome must be the whole 5-length line there. Okay, well now I understand all the rules perfectly. Give it a try on that link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. I mean, goodness knows how long this is going to take. One can only guess. You know, because you can look at the length of the video. Right, that 3-3 relationship puts a 3 in the middle of a 1 and a 9. We can't have repeat digits within the same Sudoku. And those add up to 13. So these add up to 12, and there's a difference of 2 between them. That makes them a 5-7 pair. Or I was going to say on this palindrome. It's not a palindrome, it's a blue line. This is on a palindrome. That's 1 or 9. These are all odd because of that. So we either go to 7 to 5 to 3 or to 3 to 5 to 7. This is always a 5, apparently. This pair are of the same parity, and we've had 4 odd digits in the puzzle, so they're both even. My as well colour them, why not? They're on the palindrome over that side. And I know how many odds and evens there are here, and I don't care. Right, this is 1, 3, or 9, according to this 4 line. This one, well, I know the parity's here. Oh, no, 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 no. It's ratios on the black dots, and I was fine there, and then I lost my mind on all of the others. Right, we'll go back to the start. We'll go back to there. The 139 was right. I'm so sorry. 1.5 minutes wiped out, or 1 minute of those. Right, those two have a ratio of 2 to 1, and they add up to 12. They're an 8-4 pair. This has a ratio of 4 to 1 to that. This is 1, 2, or 4. That's got a ratio of 4, so it's 4, 8, or 1. This has a ratio of 2, so we're still in the 1, 2, 4, 8 family, but we could be on any number now. But now we have a ratio of 3, so that's 3 or 6, and this isn't 4 or 8. And this isn't 8 now. So that's a 1, 2, 4 triple. We've got 3 or 6 there, and a ratio of 2, so that's 3 or 6. We're in the 3, 6 family. And now this, it can't be a 2 because we've had a 1, 2, 4 triple. And it can't be a 3 or a 1. That is a 9. And then we can feed back down the line. 3, 6, 2. Not sure here, but that can't be 2 by Sudoku. And now that must be 2. And then we've got the ratio, and that is, okay, those are all good. 6 on the palindrome gives us a 6 down here, which gives me a 4 there. 2 or 8 in this cell, which gives me 8 or 2 here. But 8 can't work there, so we can fill in those ones. I'm just going to fire along as quick as I can, because this is a monster of a puzzle and I want to get it done. Right, that is now a 5, 7 pair. We can put 5 or 7 on this end of this palindrome. Good. Now, these are ratios. This is going to be weird. Oh, I mean, it's very straightforward, in fact. 1, 2, 4, 8. It's not weird at all. It's perfectly normal. 1 on the palindrome. Ratio of 2 here. That means 6 is the even digit. That's a 3, 6 pair. This is a 5, 7, 9 triple, where that can't be 9. Actually, the 3, 6 pair are resolved above. That finishes this palindrome. 2, 8, 4. We've got, that's 5 or 7. This is 6. This blue line has an n of 13 or 15. If it's 15, it's 7, 8 in that order. If it's 13, this is 5 or 7. And this is 8 or 6. Well, it can't be 6, so that is 8. And in fact, this line ends up being a palindrome. That's so strange, but great. 2, 8, 4, 6. Okay, where should I be looking next? Don't know. Let's keep going in this grid. We've got a pair connected by 2s there. Oh, this 3 thing. Right, this can't be a 2 or a 6, this digit. And it can't be 3, so it must be 1 or 9, and that must be a 3 then. And now I can place 3 in box 2 by Sudoku. That's a 6. That works by Sudoku as well, which is relieving. Now we've got 1, 2, 4, 8. Well, any 2 of those virtually can be on that 2. This 16 cage, if that's a 5, these add up to 11 and don't have a 5. They're not 5, 6 or 8, 3. They'd be 9, 2 or 7, 4. Oh, they can't be 9, 2 because that can't be a 9 or a 2. So if that's a 5, this is 7, 4 in that order. If that's a 7, these add up to 9, and they can't be 2, 7, 8, 1 or 6, 3. They will be 5, 4, and that will be a 5, and this is always a 4 then. This has become a 5, 7 pair. The other digits in the row are 2, 6, and 9. That's quite interesting on... Oh no, this blue line is a box border, isn't it? That can't be a 2, because these 2 have to add up to at least 3. Okay, where are we at now? 6, 9, 3, 4. Might come down here because, no, I don't know. I'm not running out of stuff to do yet. That's a 579 triple. On the palindrome, that means this digit is 5, 7, or 9. This pair of a 4 multiple, that's 2 and 8. So we've got, that is a naked 4 now, based on things in the box and the row. Oh, I do have to take a break according to this text. I'm sorry, I will be back in a moment. Right, I had to put a roast in the oven for a family dinner, and I'm probably going to have to break off again to put the chips in and then eat the dinner later. So there'll be lots of breaks in this. I don't apologise. I get on with it. That's a 136 triple. That's a 248 triple. I'll assess what these mean on the various lines in a moment. 579 triple. Now, on this palindrome, I suppose I can fill in 136, 28 as possibilities there. On this line, don't know, could add up to anywhere between 3 and 14. Not that interesting. This one's got a lot of optionality. This palindrome, that's 5, 7, or 9. That's, no, I was going to say it can't be a 4, but that's in a different grid. So, right, that's not a 9. So it's part of a 5, 7 pair. So 8 in the column is there. That's on that palindrome as well. And that is a 2, 4 pair that I can fill in. This is now 1, 4, 8. Well, 1 can't go on the black dot. So that's good. That's getting quite a bit done here. 5, 7 pair left over. That digit is a 1. That's a 9 in the box. Good. That's not a 9. Now the only place for 9 is there. That's also on the palindrome. Oh, that's going to help that one in a moment when we get there. Those don't have an 8 in. In fact, I know from above what they are. That's a 2, 4 pair. These include 1, 5, or 7. That's on the palindrome down this end. 31964, that could also be 5 or 7. Now, this is known, that's a 6. That's not a 9. These are from 2, 5, 7, 8. We got a 6 onto this blue line. Well, that is only 2 or 5, and it's not 2, because I can't put 4 there. So it's 5 with a 1 there, adding up to 6. These two will also add up to 6 when we get to that box. Not looking at that at the moment. The 2 and the 1 have gone in down here. Oh, look, I had some black dots. 8 there, sorry. Phew. Thought I'd gone wrong. Haven't necessarily yet. 4 and 8 there. These, 5 has fixed that as a 7. This is going to be good for the palindrome in a moment. 5, 7, 2, 8, 5, 1. There's a 6 here. Well, I mean, this is very accessible, thank goodness. I mean, it's fun. I like this stuff, but it's not quite as hard as I was afraid of. Thank you, Whitman. So far, and it could all disintegrate into tears and trouble any moment. Now, these are from 6, that is 6 or 7. This is 6, 7, or 9. I can start assessing this long blue line. It either adds up to 15 or 17. That can't be a 9 then. Oh yes, it could. 2, 9, 4. Okay. In fact, there is a 4 by Sudoku here. That's quite interesting. These two then add up to either 11 or 13. That's even, so this one has to be odd. 7 won't add up to 11 or 13, so that's a 9. This is now 2. The total of this line is 15. That's a 5, that's a 7. That's going to sort a lot of my 5, 7s. Look at that, it's done a bunch of them. How about the one on the palindrome? No, hasn't done that yet, although maybe it has and I haven't seen it. This is a 2, 8, 7 triple. 2 goes there, the others are 7, 8 as a pair. That means this is 1 in the centre, 5 there. It's odd that I haven't done that. Looking along this row, 6 has to be there. And these are a 3, 7 pair. That 9 has fixed box 9 in this first puzzle. Might actually finish or very nearly finish this puzzle at this point. We might be one digit, one or two pairs away. Oh no, 3 is fixed there. That's a 3, that's a 9. That sorts out 5, 9. That sorts out 5, 7. Yeah, look at that. This first puzzle is done. And my clock says 13.5 minutes, but I had a break. So, not too bad at all. Now, I can fill in this whole palindrome. I'm sure that's justified. 7 at the bottom. This line, I don't know, those add to 6. That's part of a 15 sum here. I'm probably going to have to break into a box completely new. Those will add to 14. Yeah, not much else is given. Maybe I should start in this where I've got the palindrome. So, I've got a difference of 2. No, a ratio of 2 there. I've learned these are ratios now. And I don't quite know where to start. That's a long palindrome, isn't it? I mean, that's just not going to help solve the first one. This 10 cage, that's got a 4 there and 1, 2, 3 in the rest of it because of this 4. Now, on the palindrome, that's the second cell, that's up here. That's in a 12 cage, and that's a different puzzle. That's 5 or 9 by Sudoku. Yeah, that didn't do a lot else. Maybe it just, oh look, there's a 3 thing here. So 3 in the middle of that. Yeah, these digits have to be different. So it's a 1, 3, 9 triple. That's on this long palindrome, so we get a 1 there. 1, 3, 9. Don't know what else this is doing. Oh, I've got a cage. No, I don't have a cage here. I've got a big cage here of 52. I don't really even want to think about that yet. 13 in the first box segment. That's the average. Yeah, I don't know. 4 on the... I don't know where I'm meant to go. 1 in one of those cells. That 3 ratio. That 2 ratio. Okay, this is not even, this digit here, because it's not 8, 4, 6. Oh, it could be a 2 if that was a 4. That's the only way this is even. Otherwise, this is odd. So this is always even, and it can't be 2 or 6. It's 4 or 8. And this is from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family, and it can't be 4 or 8 in this box, and it can't be 1. So this is a 2. And that's a 4. Right, now, this line, the blue line, those add up to 9, and that adds up to 4. This one is 5 less than this digit, which therefore has to be 6, 7, or 8. And this is 1, 2, or 3. Well, it can't be 2, and that couldn't have been 7. Now, that didn't quite finish the line. This pair can't be 2, 6. So it's from 1, 3, 9, but it can't be 1, 3 or that would break. So it's a 3, 9 pair. That's a 1. The blue line's N is 10. That's a 6. And these remaining digits in the column are 5 and 8. And we actually know the order from the 8 we've got over this side. 1, 2, 3 here and 4, 6. That is 7 or 9. Can't do much else there. On this, is that? No, that's not on a palindrome, but it is on a blue line. That adds up to somewhere between 10 and 12. Here, I don't know, there's an 8 in one of those cells. I'm sure I can't rule 8 off that cell of that palindrome yet. Not even going to try. There's a 6 in one of those, and we do know this blue line's sum, it's 15. So there's a 6. In fact, there's not an 8. 8 is in one of those cells in this box. And in one of those in box 6. So 6 plus 2 cells that add up to 9 from 2, 4, 5, 7. There's 2 options. That is irritating, if I may say so. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a very quick look at that cage for its total, and it wasn't very helpful. 7 is in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku, and 1 is... No, could be anywhere there. Okay, 19386. This digit is 5 or 7, which goes there on the palindrome. Not really going to get to that for a little while. I might be almost done in this puzzle. It's not really giving me much at the moment. Might go up to this puzzle. That pair adds to 9. That's not actually helpful. This palindrome makes that 1, 2, 3 or 5, so that can't be 4 and that can't be 2. These can't both be 3s, so they are a bit limited. That now can't be a 3. Now this pair adds to 8. Oh, it's on this palindrome. So the first cell in the palindrome is 1, 2 or 3. So this is 5, 6 or 7. Now this line adds to 15. This blue bit of line, I don't know. I don't know how to use that. Oh, that digit can't... Oh, it could be 8. It's in a different box. Oh, yes, it could be 8. These two add to 9 because of the palindrome. That's not very interesting. 4 is on the palindrome there. Now it could sit there because that can be a 4, but these two digits can't be 4s. So 4 is not there or in any of those positions. I'm terrified that I'm going to look through and go, this can't be a 1 at some point when it can. Looking through these borders is a real danger to me. I'm not seeing much else I can do actually in puzzle 2 up here. Oh look, I've got a thing there. Right, that is big. That's a 4. This is now a 5-1 pair on the blue line. Sorry, I just never saw that too. This is now not 4-5. That much we know. Not much else. 4-1-5. We've got a 4. We've got to have a 4 on this bit of palindrome, and I've just worked out where that was. That's there. So we get a 4 there. This becomes 8, and we're back in this puzzle, back in puzzle 4. Just for a moment. Let's go back here now. We got a 4 there. Eight and 9. No, I don't know. They're in that group of cells. That's not interesting. What about this palindrome then? 8 is not on that bit of the palindrome, so 8 can't be in those cells. Nah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. But it is interesting to relate. Oh, we've got this line as well, which says that these blue segments are between 10 and 12. I think I said 9 and 12 before. I'm now making it 10 and 12. I've also got that 24 cage. That's quite a big number. I've not seen that before. That's quite interesting. I don't know what it's doing. I've got this 12 cage. Doesn't feel all that powerful. Something odd is happening. Now, these are like regular black dots. That must be a 2 or a 4. And these are from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. Oh, in fact, that's 2 or 4 as well, because that's in the middle of a 3-cell sequence, just as that is. So that's a 2, 4 pair. We've got a 1 or 8 there and a 1 or 8 here. And they are actually different now. Now, this can't be 2, 6, because 2's gone there. So it involves a 3. It's either 1, 3 or 3, 9. And if it was 1, 3, we'd be adding to 8 or 6. This can't be a 6. Oh, no. The blue line is only those 2 cells. If that was 1 or 3, wow, the only way to make this up would be if it added to 7, and that was 4, 3 there. But that is possible. Otherwise, I could write in a 9 in this cell. In fact, this can't be a 1, because you could never make this bit of blue line work. Now, I've got a 4 there and a 4 there. There's a 4 here. That's not very interesting in a positive sense. This is either 1, 2 or 4, 8. Does that impact on this pair? Not enough. If that was 3, 9, the maximum here is 15. No, that's not interesting. This, no, it doesn't have to add to 13. That is wrong. It's just that the whole cage adds to 52. This cell and this cell with the 3 ratio. No, I don't think that's very helpful. This has a 2 ratio. It could be 2, 4, or else it's 3, 6. 2, 4 would be that way round. 3, 6 could be either way round. Now, does the 3 ratio do anything then? Not really. 6, 1, 9, or 2. But this can't be 9 on a regular black dot. And that really hasn't done a lot. So here's the slow bit. That can't be a 2. I've just seen by Sudoku. So one of those is a 2. 4, 8, 6, 6. One of these 2 is a 6. That's just Sudoku. One of those is a 4. Can it be on the palindrome there? Yes, because this is the center of the bloomin' palindrome. Annoying. But that can't be a 4 now. No, it couldn't be before, I just didn't notice. So this is definitely a 3, 6 pair. Has that ruled out 6 from this cell? Yes, that's either 2 or 1, and this can't be 3 now. So one of those is a 2. We've definitely got a 3, 6 pair here. This is 2 or 9. 6 can't be there. It's in one of these. Adding up to 15, remember. And I don't know how to use that. 8, 7, 4 is up here. This is 2, 5, or 9. That's not interesting. In this row, on the palindrome, oh, those 2 have to add up to 8. Oh, I've got this palindrome wrong. Okay, I'm going to have to take another break. Right, well, that was a long old pause, because not only did I have to put the chips in the oven, there was then a football match on the TV, which my son was watching, and then we had dinner. So entering a food coma is probably not the best state to resume this, but I'm going to now. Let's get cracking again. I feel I need to say that to restart myself. I don't even know where I was looking. Was I looking down here? 1, 3, 6, 8, 7. I was getting a bit stuck, wasn't I? 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 6. I think that I had thought that was the center of the palindrome. And I've just noticed that it's not. Because the palindrome has 6 digits, 6 digits in that Sudoku, and 6 here. That is not the center. That 4 is not even in the right place. That's wrong. No, it's this 4 that's in the wrong place. That is 2 away from that 4. Goodness me. So this is not the center. Oh, sorry, that should be a full 4. But this also can't be 4, because that would put a 4 here on the palindrome and be in conflict with that one. So we get a 4 there. Now, that is not only doesn't have to add up to 13 in this 52 ring, it's not going to. Okay, well, I think I've tidied up a mistake that was just sitting there the whole time. That's good. I did actually sit, I mean, it's over an hour, well, about an hour ago for me. Well, you'll see when we get to the end of the video time, but because the puzzle time will be very different from the video length. Anyway, that's not a 4. So in this box, that's 2, 5, or 9. I can put that in this bit of the palindrome too. Of course, this has to add up to 15. I did learn that earlier. Can I use the secret in this box? Every Sudoku box adds up to 45. Probably revealed that before. That would leave these adding up to 18. Oh, and down here, oh no, well, I worked, this had 2 possible combos before. 6, 4, 5, or 6, 2, 7. I seem to have marked up that palindrome satisfactorily, but I haven't really looked into Sudoku 3 at all. Oh gosh, that seems to be 1 or 5, so that's 1 or 5. Yeah, I'm kind of drifting up into Sudoku 2 now to look at that. Those digits are the same. Oh, and we've got... Yeah, I seem to remember that. Right. Oh, if I could eliminate this from being a 2, I can. No? Oh, nearly. If I could eliminate this from being a 2, it already can't be 1, 4, or 8. And then these 3 wouldn't be in the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. And this would have to be a 3, 6 pair. And it looks like that would be useful. However, it's this blue adding up to the same as this. And I thought for a second that if that was a 2, we can't get there. But that's not right. If this added up to 11, that could be a 9. This can't add up to 10, and it can't add up to 12 with a 2 here. 10 because we're not allowed to put an 8 there. But if that was 2 and that was 9, this could be 2 and the blue line would work. And that's the only way these are from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. Ah, that can't happen because if that was 9 and 2, it would break this cell. That's extraordinary. I'm using that. I think it's a bit deep. It probably isn't on the intended path. But anyway, these must all be from 3 and 6. Now, that's not a contradiction in terms because in different puzzles they can be, well, I mean, those 2 digits will be the same because they're both opposite to that. But it's allowed, is my point. Oh, but this line continues. Right. Now, this is still 10, 11, or 12. If that's 3, this is 9 or 7. If it's 6 to make 10, 11, or 12, this is... Oh, it can't be 6, because that couldn't then be 4, 5, or 6. Good grief. Well, that's handy. Maybe this is on the path. It's very neat. This is now 10 or 12. It can't be 12, because that would need another 3 here. So it's 10 on this line. That's a 7. That's a 1. You see, that is very helpful. Now, that's a 3, that's a 2, 4, 1, 5, 8. 3's in one of those cells. 7's in one of those. I knew that before, apparently. We've got a 10 line. Here, it doesn't have a 1 on it, so it's 2, 3, 5. That might actually boost me up into Sudoku 2, but I just want to see, oh, we've got 7. Oh, the palindrome begins 1, 4, 7. And that does, thank goodness, add up to 12 here. I was panicking that it didn't. Right, that gives me 5 there, 5 and 1 on the blue line, and the palindrome's complete, and that's not a 5 now, so that's on the palindrome here. And now that's given me a 2, 9 pair in box 1 of Sudoku 4. Oh, and look, these add up to 22, plus the 15 there is 37. These add up to 8, and they're not 3, 5 and 7, 1. They are a 2, 6 pair. This is a 1, 5, 9, and I can fill them in. That has to take me onwards. 9 and 2 there. This is great. No, it was almost great for the palindrome, but now it's turned into an utter disaster. An utter disaster because this palindrome apparently goes 499, and if I write that in here, we're all broken and messed up. Let's just rewind a tiny bit in case. 10, 10, 10. I mean, that all felt pretty good. 10. This has to be 15. I haven't misremembered that. No, 15. On every segment of this central blue line. 10, 18, 22, and 15 is 37. They have to add to 8. That would be 2, 6. This would be 1, 5, 9, but that would have to be a 9. And that would definitely force that to be a 9. And that's impossible on the palindrome. So I've done something wrong, and maybe it was related to where I had 4 wrong on the palindrome before. Yeah, let's go all the way. I'm going all the way back. I mean, I may be able to reprise some of this logic. This is about when let's go back further. That was when I thought I'd fixed it. Okay, but I may have used the logic to get something wrong before. So look, I've got these 4s in the wrong places at the moment. This is when I did, well, yes, I'd got that 4 and this 4. And I said 4 now has to be on this line. And I determined the only place was, well, it's in one of those 3 cells. And I thought that was talking about these 3. Ah, it's not. It's talking about these 3. There is a 4 in one of those cells, but it doesn't have to be here. It is in one of those 2. Now that is slightly okay. Well, that's where the mistake happened. And isn't that interesting that I found that Doppy 4 and I thought I've got away with it and I hadn't. That happens. Some of you will be very pleased with that because you get very annoyed when I make mistakes and do get away with them. Anyway, the fact that there is a 4 in one of these 2 cells, I'll just colour them for a second, means that none of these can be 4. And the Sudoku says that these can't be 4, so 4 in this box is in one of those. Now 4 is in one of those 2. I probably can't go beyond that. One of the yellow ones is a 4, that's what I've learned. Can I say that that's not 8? That would be actually here. I was looking there earlier. I can't. I mean, that's nonsense. So, okay, I'm thrown back a little onto my own recognizance here. Now, something else I did earlier was up here. Yes, I said those were both from 2-4, and therefore these are both from 1-8, and that is definitely true. These can't be from 2-6, so they're from 1-3-9 and include a 3. I seem to remember going further than that last time. That has knocked out a 2 from there. So when I unwound, I didn't unwind, I mean, I did unwind things that I'd done logically and that were fair, but obviously I'm going to have to recapitulate those discoveries. That's fair enough. I mean, I really can't object to what's going on here. I was the architect of my own downfall. This still adds to 9, 10, 11, or 12. So let's retry the logic of this being, yeah, 8 isn't still in one of those cells. So 4 is in one of those. If this is from the 1, 2, 4, 8 set, this has to be a 2. But I don't have this as being 2, 9 anymore. That's where this broke. Oh, bother. Right, on the 3 thing, this is 2, 3, 6, or 9. Well, it can't be 9 on a regular black dot. So this is now 3, 6, or 4. Oh, it can't be 4 because of where we marked 4. So that is 3 or 6. This is also 3 or 6. This one is either 2, 1, or 9, but it can't be 9 on a 2 black dot. So that's 1 or 2. This is 1, 2, or 4. Now we've got a 3, 6 pair here again. Good. That's not 6. That is now 2 or 9. And now I want to again try this business of, can this be a 2? Which is the only way it can be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. And if it is a 2, with this it has to add up to 10, 11, or 12 because of that grouping on the blue line. But it can't be 2, 8 because 8's in one of those cells. It can't be 2, 10 because 10 is not a Sudoku number. And if it was 2, 9, that would be a 2 to make this work, and that would break. So that is not a 2, and therefore it's from 3 or 6, as are those two. They're in that family. And they add up to 9. And this one, to make it add up to 10, 11, or 12, it's not allowed to be a 3. It's 1 or 2. So the total on this blue line, the n, is 10 or 11, and that's not a 3. That's 1 or 2. This total is 10 or 11, and that can't be a 6, because that can't be 4 or 5. So this is the same deal so far. We get a 3 there. This is now not allowed to be an 8, so it must be a 7, which makes it add up to 10. And then we can put a 1 there and a 2, 3, 5 triple there. We can take 1 out of those cells. They are a 3, 9 pair. And that's quite interesting maybe for this 24 cage, although we'll find out in a moment. Right, so a lot of that logic was still the same. Thank goodness. These can't have a 1 in, and that one sees a 2, so they're fixed now. This is 3, 6, or 9 by Sudoku, and that's now a triple in the row. 3, 6, 9, 2, 7. We've got to place a 1 in this group with 1, 4, 8. 1 is in one of those cells, 4's in any of them, and 8 is in one of those two. Let's get rid of all the corner marks because that's a trio now. That's a 5 by Sudoku. These are from 2, 4, 9. Now, how's the palindrome doing? It's starting again. 1, 4, 7, just as before. Good break in snooker. Then a 4 or an 8. Then a gap. Then 2, 4, or 9. What's in the gap? 5, 1, 4, 7, 8, and 3 not possible. So 2, 6, or 9 in the middle there. And one of these has to be a 4 down here or something. Oh, that's because it has to be a 4 there. That's why I'm using recurring logic there. Now, 1, 4, 8, 7, 3, 2, 5, 6, 9. So that's not a 3. That's the 3 in row 2 of this Sudoku. And then I can probably finish all of these bits. That's a 1, that's a 2. All of those black dot cells. Good. Now, that is 2, 6, or 9. That's a triple, and the 6 is in one of those cells. So these are from 2, 5, 9. Now, I could either start working on this 24 cage or this 15 line. I was going to say, how could that not have a 9 in? But the answer is quite simply, it would go 5, 6, 4. And that's irritating. That's a 2, 4, 5, 9 quadruple. So that is 7, and that's 6, and this is 3 or 9. Now, okay, let's look at this. These 3 add up to 18. They can include a repeat. That's really weird. But they add up to 18 with either 9 there. Well, that's the easy case. Let's try the harder case. 2 there makes these a 9, 7 pair, which they can't be, so that's not a 2. 5 here makes these add up to 13 without using 6 or 9. These would be 5, 8. And that is allowable even with a 5 here. 9 here makes these add up to 9, which wouldn't be 1, 8 or 3, 6. It would be 2, 7 or 5, 4. And that is disappointingly, there are possibilities. So let's have a look on this row. 6 has to be in one of those cells, and therefore not here. And therefore on the palindrome, not here. And now 6 is not available. 6 is not available on this blue line. And to add this to 15, now you do need a 9. So one of those two is a 9. Could I actually play the card here and say that can't be a 9 because it makes that a 9? No, not quite. But one of those is a 9. Now 9 can't be in those cells. This is definitely a 5. This is the only place for 6 in the box. And now this is 9, 2, 4. There's no 5 on it. That's the 4. Now, oh, that's not on the palindrome, but we need a 4 on the palindrome. It's got to be there. So we can put the 4 there, 2 or 9, then 8. And those yellow cells have served their purpose magnificently. That is not a 4. Oh, wow. Okay, I feel a marvellous sense of relief, actually. I mean, maybe, did I also feel some guilt that I wasn't sure if I'd used any bad logic about that 4? I didn't really, but, you know, if I did, it's gone. 1, 7, right. Now, these definitely add up to 13, and they are definitely 5, 8, therefore. 5, 8, 1, 3, 9. These are from 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, this has probably got a 9 on it, but I don't know. I'm not even looking at that blue line. There's a 4 in one of those cells. Ah, these add up to 15. So let's do the maths on the box. What do these add up to? 13, 23 plus 15 is 38. That's a 7. That places the 4 in the row and leaves a 6, 9 pair out over here. And that makes that a 2. That goes on the palindrome and tidies up rows 1, 2, 3 in Sudoku 4. So we have to keep working together on these things. That's a 9, 2. They're done. Let's come down here because we've got lots of boxes done now. 9, 2, 4, 8. Right, these have to add up to an even number because of the blue going into 2 boxes. So that's easy. 23 and even means this is even to get to a total of 45. That must be 6. 1 is in these cells, in fact, specifically there. And 1, 5, 3, 7. So it's 1 with 7 and 5 with 3 to make the line work. Good. Now this palindrome's going gangbusters. It starts there. 6, 7, 1, 1, then 5 or 7, then something else. Good. In this row, I can do 8 and 5. That and that are a 2, 4 pair. That means this digit is not 8. This one is, and that's on the palindrome too. 8, 5, 3, 1, 6. There is, oh, that's become a 7. That's on the palindrome as well. And on a blue, I'm in the wrong mode. And in a blue line here, which I'll be looking at when I get to that box. This is a 9. 2, 4, 7. I can put the 7 in and a 2, 4 pair. Right, let's keep going down the rows. 9, 8, 3 here. 2, 4, 5 here. I can put the 5 in. It's a naked single. Okay, this group from 2, 4, 5, 6, but they have to add up to 15, so they're 4, 5, 6. Don't know the order yet. Let's leave the candidates in. That's the 2. That's also a 2. Now, this is a naked single, 6, and that fixes my blue line there. 5, 7, 9 here. I'm only looking to the right, remember, so I can put in 7 there, 9 and 5. This is a 2, 8 pair, which are not resolved. The 5, however, looks across and does the 5, 3. That makes that an 8, and that's a 3, that's a 9. The 8 fixes 8, 2. That fixes 4, 2. I'm going to finish this bit of the puzzle. 3, 4, 1. Excellent. Right, I'm coming up here now. Box Sudoku 2. 6, 8, 9, 2, 4. I've got to put in a 1, 7 pair in there, and 3 and 5 here. And that sorts out 8 and 5. And that's a 1 on this little grey palindrome. That's very easy. That sorts out 7 and 1. What are the odds? Oh, we're not going to get 4 ones meeting in the middle because of that. I thought it was certain for a second, and I'm totally wrong. That's become a 5 since we put the 1 in. 1, 4, 7, 5, 3. These two add up to 9. Now we know they're not 1, 8, 7, 2 or 5, 4. So they are 6, 3. And I was going to write them opposite to those, but they don't look across into the box. That is now a 2, 8, 9 triple. Ooh, that maybe is interesting here. This isn't allowed to be a 2. So this is 8 or 1, and that's not 8. Okay, this line, now I'll come back to that in a moment. 2, 8, 9, these are from 3, 6, 7, but that's on the palindrome, so that's 3 or 6. That's a 7, that isn't. Oh, this has to, right, 7, that can't be 8, or we'd already have bust 15. So there we go, that's straightforward. Look, that crazy cage is 6, 3 mirroring each other. That's a 9, that's an 8. That makes this a 1, and that's going to sort out all of these black dot cells. That 3, 9 is not resolved. So, can this add up to 7? Yes, with a 1 there. 5, my instinct to not bother with this line was pretty good. 5, 6, 7 still to place. 2, 4, 1, 3, 9. That is 5 or 8. Okay, how about along here? 4, 6 pair, 7, 8, 9, triple. There's not many markings left in the northeast of this puzzle to work on. That's quite a big number though, so this is quite a low number, 2 or 3, and this is higher than 5, but it can't be 6 or 8, so that's 7 or 9. And that's a pair in the column, surprisingly also. That's a useful, I am going to have to think about this in a moment. I mean, I'm more and more convinced this is a 9. Oh, we can't have a 4 in those cells. That's a 2, 6, 7 group. But this could still be a 1, 2, 4 line. These are from 4, 5, 8, 9. Let's just do the pencil marking. And 3 has to be, 3 literally has to be there. If that's a 9, I mean, I'm going to have to think about this possibility. Oh, it's quite interesting. If that's a 9, this line adds up to 13. And I think there are problems here. For this to add up to 13, that couldn't be 9, because that can't be a 1, 3 pair. And it couldn't be 8, because they can't add up to 5. So that would have to be 4 with a 1. There is no way to make this line add up to 13. If that's 4, you can't make these add up to 9, because that's 1, 8, and that isn't. That's weird. So it is actually a 7 line, the much less likely option. And I can fill in all the digits, and I'm going to be able to finish this box now, this Sudoku now, I believe. That's become a 9. That's 8. That's 2. That places 8 in this box. We've got a 5, 9 pair left over, which are resolved by the 9 down below. That's become a 5. Now we've got 6, 7, 8. That's where 8 goes. This is a 1, 4, 3 triple. That makes this a 2, because that's even and the total is odd. This is odd. 1, 3, 4, 2, 8. 5 has to be in one of those cells. That's not a 2. We've got that 7, 9 pair. This can't be a 1. These are from 6, 7, 9, but that 7, 9 pair tells us this is a 6. That's beautifully done, actually. That's now a 9. That's not a 6. Again, this column, we've got 8, 6, 1 and a 7, 9 pair. Everything else is from 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a naked 5. And that's 2 or 3. So the only place for 4 in the column is there. This is going to do the biz, isn't it? It's just incredible. Tooth, I mean, it still seems remarkable that this can solve uniquely. But I can sort of see that it's going to. It's going to be to do with this line. 6 and 9, I've done that. That's a 9. 6, 6, that's a 6. 4 there. That places 4 in this box. Oh, look, 9 has actually sorted out this line. So it wasn't a complicated thing. It was relatively straightforward. But it still took me some seeing. That is not 5. That is not 3 or 5. That's a 2, 3, 5, 8, 7, 2, 3, 8. And that is another Sudoku finished. 1 to go. And we're down here now. This, 16 there. So these add up to 16. Let's do all the maths. 32. These add up to 13. And we've got a regular black dot there, which doesn't have an 8 or a 1. So it's either 2, 4, but that would need a 7 there, so it's not. So it's 3, 6, and a 4 to add up to the 13 there. Good old 45 secret. This is now 2, 5, 9, but neither 5 nor 9 can go on the 2 black dot. So that's a 1 or a 4. That 4 is on this palindrome there. We've got a right, this can't be a 2, 6, 3, and it doesn't use 1, so that's a 3, 9 pair. That's a 4 in a very simple cage. These two add up to 11, and they're not 7, 4 or 6, 5. They're either 2, 9 or 3, 8. These add up to 15. Oh, these add up to 15 as well without using an 8. So that's a 6, 9 pair. Now, these don't use 6 or 9. That's not actually big info. 14, those add up to 14. That can't be an 8, that can't be a 6. Ah, this 52 cage, I'd forgotten it. So we had 13 originally, 20, 26, 36, 39, 40. These two add up to 12. I could wish that was more helpful. I'm just going to mark them off because I've got to remember they add up to 12 for later. I don't want to be constantly adding up this cage again and again. Yeah, I could wish that had been more helpful. These two have a difference of 2 between them. That's not interesting. These add up to 15. Is that interesting? Oh, this cage, it's in the same Sudoku, so there's no repeat digits. A 12 cage has to have a 1 and a 2 in. The 2 is in one of those cells. And it's not there, because then this blue line would add up to 11 or 5, and neither of those will work. So the 2 is there. This cage also has to have a 1 in, and for exactly the same reasons. There's no way that's there. So the 1's on the top side somewhere. Then the cage either has a 4 here, and a 5 up here, or a 3 here, which is impossible. In fact, yes, this digit cannot be the 1 because of the blue line, or 3 or 6. Therefore it is 4 or 5. This is a 1, 2, 4, 5 cage. The 4 can't be in those cells, so it is there. This is a 1, 5 pair now. But we probably can finish this off. This can't go 4, 3. It must go 4, 9. We're looking for a 13 sum. That's 9, 3, 1. Good. So that blue line is finished. The palindrome is finished as far as is useful. This group adds up to 15. So in the row, we have 21 plus 15 is 36. These two add up to 9. They don't use a 2, 4 or a 6, but they must use an even digit, which means they're 8, 1. That 1 is on the palindrome there, which makes this a 4. That also stops this black 2 from being a 1, 2, 2, 4 or 4, 8 pair. So that's a 3, 6 pair. These don't have a 3 in, so they're a 2, 9 pair now, and that makes this a 5. I love how this Sudoku all interacts with itself. This has become a 3, 5, 7 triple. That's a 1. Okay, in this row maybe? No. This pair? Not, well, hang on. Yeah, this can't be 1, 2, 3 or 8, so that's 4 or 6. This can't be 2, so it's 8 or 3. 2's in one of those, remember. Not bad. This is a 2, 4, 8 group. And that one can't be the 4. This is a 1, 6, 7 group. That one has to be the 7 there. So in this row, 8 is right there. Then we've got 2, 5, 9. That one has to be a 5 because it sees 9 in that pair and a 2. So then I'm left with a 2, 9 pair to finish the row. Now, in this column, 8, 5, 6, 9, 2, 1. That can't be 7. This I don't know. I'm going to be coming back to this orange pair that add to 12 in a moment. Oh, 5 can be placed there. This is a 2, 8 pair. That gives me a 2, 4, 8 triple here. These are from 3, 6, 7, 9. I've also got a 2, 8 pair here. These are from 5, 6, 9. Those two can't be 9s in that column. What about this row? Oh yes, 3 is sorting out 6 there. That 3 places 3 in box 4. Anything looking up at that yet? Or this? Yes, the 2-8 pair is looking up at this. So that's a 3. That's a 6. That looks back down at those two. That's a 7-9 pair. So I could do 5 and 6. 9 over here in this cage. That is 7 or 9. We've placed 4 in this column. 6, 4, 1, 3, 8, 9. These are from 2, 5, 7. Thought they might clear themselves up. These are from 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to mark them up in this box at least, which is where the action is. The remaining clues, as it were. Although I'm not sure about that. So let's keep looking here. That is 2, 5, or 7 in the column. This is any of 2, 5, 7, or 9, which is annoying. This column, 1 and 6. Right, that's a 6. That's a 1. That 6 sees that cell, which means that's not an 8, which means that's not a 4. So we're narrowing this down nicely. 1, 8, 7. That is a naked 7. Right. That 7 looks at that, makes it a 3. That makes that a 9 and that a 5. We've done the orange stuff now. So bye-bye orange colouring. That 9 fixes this 2, 9 pair. That's a 2. That 9 is also looking down at row 8 and dealing with it beautifully, if I may say so. 7, 9 there. 5 and 7, right. 4 and 8. I know what order they go in. That's a 3 in the corner of this puzzle. Doesn't get any kind of Christmas fun. That's an 8, that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 2. 3, 5, 7 here. That one's a 5. That's a 7, that's a 3. 6 and 7, and we are done. Am I going to get a big celebratory? Yes. 4 solutions for the price of 1. That's the message. Solve counter of 4. So when I'm doing this, not many people have done it. And that is, I mean, I like a marathon. It's the time it's saying is 3 hours. Now, I know you won't be seeing a 3-hour video, and I don't know how long my interruption was. I was guessing just over an hour. So this video may be about an hour and a half. I don't know. I can't tell, but you will be able to, and I have enjoyed myself with that. So, in case this comes out on Christmas Day, Merry Christmas to you all. My wife complained in the interim that I wasn't doing anything festive if it was a Christmas video, but I will do on Christmas Eve. How about that? Okay, thanks for watching. See you anon. Bye for now.